Welcome back to Hotel Podcast. And today we are at the beautiful Eka Hotel, home of warm accommodation, beautiful and serene environment, a wonderful spa, gym equipment, state-of-the-art gym equipment, if I do say so myself, and a swimming pool. So make sure you make a visit. And we're about to start our podcast now. So I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves. Starting from my far left, the girl with the big hair.
Hi guys, I'm Daisy and I'm so happy to be here today. I'm looking forward to the session. Yeah.
Okay, welcome.
Hello, I am Karin and it's nice to be back. Yeah.
Karibu nyumbani.
Hi guys, my name is Kosi. It's my second time here and I'm so excited. Thank you.
Okay, and I am Charlene, your host for today. And today we're going to talk about cohabitation and relationship satisfaction. Meskia hiyo, relationship satisfaction and cohabitation. So let me start with, let's just identify first. Wangapi wako na mtu na wangapi hawana mtu? Wangapi wako na mtu?
Niko na Yesu. Niko na Yesu.
Uko na Bwana Yesu.
Yeah, I don't come alone. Clearly, niko na mtu jamani.
Yeah.
You know?
Fantamagojas.
Mimi niko na mtu but hatujakuwa bado like but kuna mtu.
Bado pete.
Yeah.
That's nice, guys. So I think it's appropriate now that we know where everybody is, from which angle everyone is talking from, Cindy. So let us start with cohabitation. What are your thoughts on cohabiting? Personally, I do not agree.
But I feel like I don't know if it's setting the tone so early without us literally defining cohabitation in the context of in a romantic setup or in a platonic setup. Yeah, I think it's important.
I think it's in a romantic setup because of love satisfaction.
But you know platonic cohabitation, I think I don't know. I think they operate on the same frequency because matters that might arise in romantic cohabitation might as well arise in platonic cohabitation.
But platonic cohabitation is more of like roomies. But when you guys are cohabiting as lovers, you guys are one unit sharing a home, not roommates. Yeah, there's sex involved, there's maneno na food, na rent, na nini, na mapenzi on top of that. When it's just platonic, probably bills are the hardest things you have to talk about,
Okay.
Okay. So,
But okay, the similarities. I think it is not specified. The exact. I think we can combine it, right? We can talk about cohabiting in the sense of relationship and platonic relationship, right? So mi naweza ongea kuhusu my experience, nyinyi wengine mfikirie vile mnataka sawa. I can only speak on what I have experienced. And kwangu it's nice, it's fine. Like I wouldn't do it any other way. I don't think cohabiting for me has been so smooth. And I wouldn't want to say perfect, but I would use perfect. Yeah.
Personally, I'd say it depends with what you guys are like. When you guys are in a relationship, like what do you talk about? Like, are you on the same page? But personally, I would not, because I feel like the moment you start cohabiting with someone, you are giving them maybe husband privilege or wife privilege.
And okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so basically when it comes according to, I think most of us have been raised in a way where we know there are different stages when it comes to a relationship. We have to court, and then after that now we're going to get married. That's when we move in. And I personally, I wouldn't want to remove that fun or that aspect of, oh my god, we're married, we're now
No,
moving in together.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
like that's where I'm at. But generally it really just depends on you and where you and your partner are at.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Yeah, but if you'll also find some people who have cohabited for a long time, and the guy is not ready to make that commitment.
I mean, that's
Yeah, and you've been living with
what
that
commitment exactly?
commitment of
Yeah.
like you guys getting married. Exactly.
Okay,
So you find
okay.
yourself, you're married. Okay, no, you're not married. You're cohabiting. You already have kids. I'm not judging anyone.
Yeah, yeah,
but
for
this
sure.
is just my opinion. So
yeah.
personally, I would. It's not for me. Yeah.
So the commitment is now the ring and the ceremony. That is now the commitment. To you, people coming together, living together, it's not commitment to you.
It's
You
not
see?
commitment because at the end of the day, we have to come.
Uh-huh.
Like we have to
So
come.
it's the ceremony that solidifies the commitment.
Exactly. For me, that is it.
Okay. So when you're now married,
Yeah.
now you're secure enough to know that.
Okay,
yeah?
I'm in a relationship, and
Okay.
I've been in this
And you're not
relationship.
secure at the moment
I
because
am very
there's
secure.
no, yeah.
I am very secure,
Uh-huh.
but now what I'm saying is this: I wouldn't cohabitate with my partner because I have like there's a way people are different. See?
I was just asking
Oh, yeah.
because to me this is such a huge commitment for the both of us, just cohabiting, and I think it is just because we have not like involved God kuolewa mbele ya Mungu na mbele ya watu. Cohabiting worked for me so well. It was the best option for me because expenses. My partner was working in another town and I was in another town. So coming together, living together, inafanya tuna reduce our expenditure. Yeah. So at least, yeah, that one is one advantage of cohabiting. Another one, being together with your partner. I mean, it's supposed to be the best thing, Like sijui mbona mnataka kuishi mbali na mtu wako, especially if your partner is living far away. I don't believe in long distance relationships mazi. Mtu atakusahau. Ako na watu wake, ako na colleagues wanambamba vizuri. Imagine uko na podtail, mimi niko town nyingine, uko na ma colleagues wanakunice, and then unataka kuniambia sitakuwa na wasiwasi penye niko. You guys, handsome fellas and beautiful women around, and then mtu wangu wako hapa around, deadly. No, cohabiting is the thing for me, right?
It's okay, but now one thing I'm also going to say is we are a product of our environment. You see, like growing up, my parents didn't get married before they had kids because it was so like kitambo. But now my siblings, you find that everyone got married, went and started a family, of which it's working out good for them. Now this is my preference. I'm also in a relationship and it is a very beautiful relationship. We have known each other for the longest time. And I'd never say the fact that maybe we're not living together, because it would be easier if we lived together because of the finances, because we would have saved up on a lot of things, shared the cost. But now when it comes to my preference, I prefer because there's something nice about just growing by yourself as a woman, knowing yourself better, preparing yourself. Because now I know the next step is going to be me being a mother or me being a wife. And I know it's going to take a lot from me. I need to be mature. I need to be ready. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm making myself better so that when I come with my partner and decide we're getting married, I am a better woman and I can be a better woman to him as a wife and to my children. So that is just that is my point of view. Yeah.
Okay. I think I mean I wouldn't have a lot to say when it comes to cohabiting with a person, but I mean I would like to just get on the surface, because with the little that I know, the moment you consider cohabiting, in as much as Karen amepena opinion yake and she says it's a beautiful thing, but then you have a dissenting opinion. Yeah, my part would be that I feel like even before you talk about the experience of cohabiting, I think it's only fair that we put on the table what you have to give up before cohabiting, and what you have to compromise before cohabiting. Because when you decide to get with a person and you live with them. I mean, in the African context, it is usually advised that you come from your father's house right to your husband's house. There's no in between, you know. But I mean, it's been established that it's important to like have space for yourself, to have time for yourself, to live as a person, to know what you want, to know what you would tolerate, what you would not tolerate, to know what you want in your space and everything. So the moment you decide to bring somebody else into that space, first, you have to compromise your privacy. You have to sit with someone being in your space. I mean, if it's not every day, it's most of the day. Because let's say, even if you're working, but jioni, you come back to each other. I mean, if you lived alone, let's say you had a bad day, you would ideally come home, like take a nice bath, you know, and just sit with your feelings, sit with your emotions, and try to process what happened throughout the day. But when you're living with somebody, this person would probably want to know why you have a bad day. How would you like for me to like ease you into the night and make you feel better? Sometimes you don't need that. You just want to sit with your emotions and cry and go to sleep, you know? So I don't know. For me, giving up my privacy, I am not willing. I'm not willing, you know? And apart from privacy, it's your personal space again. Now you have to share the bathroom, you have to share a bed, you have to share even the couch, the normal couch you used to sitting on alone, you have to share with this person. I don't know. You literally, from my point of view, you have to sacrifice a lot in order to be in a space where you're really comfortable
For sure.
to cohabit with this person. Because I mean,
100%.
again, as you said with Karen, two things can be correct at the same time, you know. um in as much as the dissenting opinion is that it's not advisable to cohabitate if you're not willing to give up your privacy, your personal space. But at the same time, it is really important, if you have a long-term vision with this person, it's important to live with them beforehand, even if it's like for 6 months, for 1 year, for 3 months, so that you learn their habits,
Oh, so
you know.
so what you're saying is you'd cohabit kidogo kwanza before you get into marriage.
If you have a long-term vision,
Okay.
you have to cohabit with this person in order to know them. Because personally, I would like to know if you're this kind of person where I need to pick up after you. You get into the house, unarushanisha majacket zako, masocks zako hapo, and then you just go relax. Now I have to pick up after you. It's like, I don't know. I need to know if you're responsible for yourself first before I have confidence in you that you can take care of me, you know?
Yeah.
So I need to know if you can pick up after yourself. I need to know your hygiene.
Yep.
I need to know how you handle conflict, especially when we're living in the same house. Because you're not getting married and going to live in separate houses. You're obviously going to live in one house. So I need to know how you operate within conflict, you know. I need to know how you handle anger, how you handle overstimulation, you know. Because haiwezi kuwa ati now we're getting married and that's when I want to move in with you, na sijui kama when you get angry you don't want to talk to people, or you don't want to address that matter at that time. And
So-
maybe at that time it's not sitting right with me, so itakuwa fault yangu
So-
that siku find out hizi vitu zote
Yeah, I
mapema,
agree with
know?
you. Like, yeah, to some point. Okay, I agree with you most of the part. I think we should have started with the different levels or stages of
Mumeniweka nje jameni. Mimi kama host, what I can say is, I'm going to support what Kosis has said. As somebody who has cohabited and failed, I feel like the lessons that I learned from that experience is a cohabitation is a shortcut for men. Sawa? Because the only person who's going to benefit from this cohabiting situation is the man mwenye atapata all these services from somebody who is just now, you guys are just boyfriend and girlfriend. Maybe atakupea mtoto akupea
And
mtoto
again, two
mwingine.
things can be right at the same time.
No one
Just like
has
you
said no. Putting my point on the table also because sikuwa nimeongea nimesema kila mtu amesema part yake. So I feel like so this is a shortcut for a man to get his like we call now wifely duties, because mimi, even if like I get pregnant, then now we are supposed to imekuja hivyo bahati mbaya or whatever, ama you want us to live together. Mimi, my only sign of commitment between me and you is your marriage. There's no other thing that separates me and you, now both of us girls living together, and me and a man living together. Sunaona. So the only thing yenye itanifanya mimi nisikie comfortable kuishi na mwanaume ni hiyo kujua, yes, we are married or amefanya koito or whatever, because otherwise then it will always be a carrot that will be dangled in my face. After umeshani weka hapa 5 years, every day you'll be saying, unaona next month sasa ni next month sasa, unaona next year sasa. It will be a continuous cycle, because now how am I supposed to live anymore? Well, I already have 5 kids, maybe a job. My life has already been centered around being a wife, a mom, nona, and I'm not yet even a wife or a mother. So I don't
think
mind.
what's the definition of like being a wife? Like, you see,
You are married. You have to be married.
so you see,
There's
okay,
no other definition.
okay, this is how I would say it. You see, ndoa kwangu, let me just mix Kiswahili and English. Sawa. Ndoa kwangu si pete, si karatasi. It's not the paper. We can always tear the paper itapotea. People will always forget. You know, mutaacha all the memories that you had lived with kitambo, but what you have is the person that you're with. And that is why commitment to me, it's not necessarily kukuwa na pete. You know, it can end any other day. We can have a divorce, right? It can end any other day. So I don't think kwangu marriage kukupelekwa kuandikiwa kwa karatasi ndio ina solidify kwangu like what marriage is. I feel married already. I feel I have a husband already, and we are not yet we have not written it on paper. Ona tujaandikisha palipopote kwa karatasi I have married this girl, but I feel,
and I think hapo ndio mwanaume ana win.
There's no winning in this. You see,
there is.
Okay.
The winning is somebody gets to have a family without paying the price for it.
He is big. Let me put it this way. I am fully taken care of.
For this conversation to be more non-biased, I think wacha kujitumia kama example.
So,
kwa sababu
that is it. Go unatumia exactly.
Defend utafeel ni kama tunakuwa attacked.
No, I don't feel attacked. This is an argument. We're having a conversation, right? It's the same way women to make experience. Yako had a very bad experience. I'm sorry for that. In your cohabiting or something. But on the other hand, I have a very good experience on cohabiting. So I can only speak on my experience. You can only speak on your experience. So
I can say on my experience actually, cohabiting ilinisaidia kwa sababu it gave me an easier way out because sikuwa nimejifunga sasa na marriage. So unaona kenye nasema. So I'm not even supporting it even from that point of view because it makes it even easier for somebody to live. Unaona, marriage ndio inakufanya uko like, okay, this is something I
have to be here.
Yeah, I have to be here. Unaona, which is also a good and a bad, but at the end of the day ni 70% good kwa sababu at least inakupea your sense of commitment.
Yeah, what it is we have pros and cons on cohabiting, right? And then there are different stages of cohabiting. For instance, okay, I'm a levels. Like you don't have a child, right? Yeah, this is a different level of cohabiting if they decide to cohabit with your partner, and I'm in a different level of cohabiting because now we have a child together. And to me, cohabiting with my partner with a child, it is the only choice for me because I want my child to live around his father. I want my children to grow with their father. You know, I want my child to see the family setup just because we are not married on paper. Sasa tusiishi mbali na watoto wetu wakae mbali, nikuwe nikimsafirisha akienda nini Laikipia, mimi nikikuja hivi na watoto. Do you understand me? So yeah, when we're together with our children, cohabiting is really working because they get to have both of the parents together, they get to have the family setup. Unaona, kwao hawajui ati dadi na mami wajaandikishana kwa karatasi.
But sasa let me tell you something. When it comes to, okay, one thing, I know I'm going to sound offensive.
No, it's okay.
But men are scared of commitment, and that is a fact. And that is where men are scared.
And I was saying, what is commitment? Because my man is committing to me. Exactly.
Commitment is when a man is ready to go meet your parents, to make it official.
He has he not?
I can move in with someone and say we are in a relationship. I have his baby. And then one day maybe amke uko nje anasema, you see, I'm not married.
That's why I am saying, can I just add on this one? That's why I'm saying there are levels to it. Unaona, for instance, mimi na mtu wangu amekuja kwetu, nimeenda kwao, watoto wangu wanaenda ushago kwao na hatujaoana kwa karatasi. Sawa sawa.
Mimi nasema in case, just in case siku moja uamke na upate aliweka sahihi, inaitwa sahihi, signature kwa marriage ingine.
I mean, he can do that with me married.
No, you can't. By law, you can't now. So that's what we are mean. No security.
Right now.
Yeah, by
it
law.
Was possible, but was it?
It was, but now
sasa
ni watu wenye wana cohabit ndo wanafanywa hivyo.
Sio ndio mimi kuna mtu alikuwa anapelekwa Koito na mwingine na kumbe bibi kwa nyumbani alafu.
Si ndio nao wenye wajaoana au ni wenye wajaoana? Ni watu wenye wana cohabit.
Na pia wenye wameoana.
Unaona wenye wameoana, the minute tunaenda ku apply for another marriage certificate, jina yako already iko kwa system. Legally you can't have two marriages.
And then what I'm saying is, and then let's just put it simply, is if it's going to be shitty, it's going to be shitty. If it's going to work, it's
so
going
the
to
point
work.
Here is not
right?
the relationship.
Yes.
The point here is the act of commitment.
Exactly.
Because ini kitu yenye mimi, I've had this discussion with plenty of friends when you are cohabit, and the question is, at the end of the day, I feel like cohabiting is more tedious to the woman, advantageous to the man, and that's the point that I'm making. Because the minute you start living with a man as a woman, hizo sasa umeanza hizo ma wifely duties, wendo unafua, wendo unafikiria sijui nini, wendo unafikiria sapa. Well, huyu mwanaume angekuwa anaishi peke yake, these are things he'd have to think about for himself.
Wait. And I'm really happy that you're mentioning what the woman does to the relationship, right? To the cohabiting, where the part that a woman plays. Sawa, atachukua wifely duties. Na mwanaume atakuwa anafanya nini? Mwanaume atakuwa amekaa chini amechill. Because to my situation, and I'm telling you, I will use mine as reference. He does, he pays bills. He's everything. Like he's a breadwinner. So he's doing husband duties, right? So it goes both ways.
Let me tell you, paying bills, it's a part of your, like, part of the commitment. Okay. But at the end of the day,
it is not as
what is the differentiator between mimi na wewe? So sahi watu hata mkienda hospitali sahi na unafanyiwa surgery, that person can't sign for you anything. He can't.
Calm down, guys.
Listen. You have to call your mom. You have to call your father. That person can't sign.
So mine pia yangu ni different because now our affidavit we can do. Mimi I'm married actually because we have an affidavit. Sawa, which it has not included. Not really. We are still cohabit. We still tunasema sisi ni cohabiters bado. We are not yet married legally, but there's an affidavit that says this is my person and this is my woman. So okay.
But
exactly, this is what I was saying.
In the same way, you can't say I'm a doctor na una the degree.
You can never be a wife with no commitment and marriage certificate.
And I don't.
You can never be a husband without all that.
Hata mmenichanganya kidogo.
Bora kama ni affidavit sasa tujue hiyo inabeba uzito gani, because I've never heard of that. But kama ni Mr. let's go back to people who have nothing on the table. Like you don't have anything. So if this man pays bills, at the end of the day, hizo bills ni kama, let's say inaitwaje, hizo bills kama angekuwa naishi peke yake, hata wewe penye ulikuwa
hata wewe ungekuwa unalipa bills zako.
Exactly.
No, it is no why are you
That's the point I'm
it,
trying to
it
make.
does not make sense because pia wewe ungekuwa unalipa bills zako, as in you're trying to say yeye na rafiki yako wenye mna cohabit hamna difference, haina difference. But let me tell you, the way emotional what is the word? Anyway, him being there, like for me, I can tell you, like it is different for me. Cohabiting with him, it feels so different for me because he does the husbandly things the same way I do the wifely things, as much as we're not married.
What is
both commitment? I think when you both commit to the same thing.
So kama you're all day, you guys are playing pretend that you're married. What is stopping you guys from being married?
I mean,
yes, from
first of all,
tusianze maneno ya
exactly. No, it takes a few
legal
steps. Kuna steps kadhaa you have to follow kwanza ndio muweze kupata the permit from the DC, right? It's a lot of stuff, it's a lot of things, unaona. Sasa uwezi jua, and maybe I don't want to air my stuff here, but it does not. Okay, no problem.
No, maliza kwanza.
But it does not like make sense to me mkijaribu kusema like the husband wins. It is easier for the man to it is like, if you both commit to the same thing, if you both put, and we are putting the same energy to the marriage, to the
marriage. There's no
according to you, according to you,
to the world.
And you see, and quitting, and it does not. Kwangu, it does not change anything because we can easily quit from marriage just ya kuandikishana, just as you can easily quit from hii yetu yenye mnasema ya kama stay.
The difference is,
you see,
hivyo venye amesema, you can't be a doctor unless you've graduated as a certified doctor. So you can't be a wife. At the end of the day, what you'll be doing is playing wife, playing husband. The only thing uko certified hapa as ni baby mama.
To me,
that's the only thing.
Is the definition.
That's the only thing. Baby daddy, baby mama. Baby daddy, baby mama. Hata sahi.
But whatever the content. Unasikia chupa ndio imebadilishwa, sawa, but the content is still the same. Si ati what I'm doing different angekuwa ameni. Si ati what I'm doing different, what I'm doing right now that is different because we are cohabiting, ningefanya differently kama tungeoana. Sawa. So the content ya chupa ni same. Sawa, ni ice cream tu. Lakini chupa ndo inabadilika. So the definition ndo nyinyi mnabadilisha. Because wewe ungecohabit na mtu wako, it's only
someone moja, a married woman or a wife.
My thing is just to like de-escalate the situation. My thing is, I feel like we shouldn't change like these fixed definitions. You're only a wife if you have a marriage certificate. Because let's say you're cohabiting, in case of anything, let's say you separate, or I don't know, just something happens, you're not entitled to anything. Sure. You are not entitled to anything. That is why the law exists. You can only get into a prenuptial agreement you want to marry.
Ninasema in marriage, what you're trying to say is that it can just I won't get entitled to anything. Sawa. Mimi na mtu wa prenup mwenye molewa. What is the difference?
Prenup is a legal agreement between two married people.
Ngoja, what I'm saying is pia yeye ata move out of marriage with nothing. We are tuko same.
No, what you're not getting is this. Okay guys, so we are back from a short commercial break. So as we continue, I just want to state that we have agreed on a few things here. That number one, the word wife means a woman that has been married by law or by religion or by tradition. Sawa? So by tradition ni either koito, by church religion ni church ama temple ama msikiti. By law is by sasa the legal means, yani kwenda kwa AG, kwa DC and so on and so forth. So that, and the husband is a male of the same. So we've agreed on that. So anyone who is cohabiting with children or without children are just cohabiting. Sawa. So on that note, What is the value, or what was the other part of this heading? Cohabitation and
The value of cohabitation.
no,
For both parties.
no. Relationship satisfaction. So what is the relationship satisfaction within can we define relationship satisfaction then? Maybe I can start by saying, for me, relationship satisfaction comes with emotional support, financial support. Juu why am I here? Ninaweza ishi tu peke yangu na nijisustain. Number 3 could be, intellectual stimulation and support. Maybe the caring ama sharing of hobbies and such like things, ndio. So tumeagree hadi hapo. Yeah, so maybe we can go around the table and you can give me your definitions, of relationship satisfaction.
So relationship satisfaction to me is basically just feeling like you are secure in that relationship, emotionally, physically, like being heard. Maybe any point that you maybe when you have any, maybe let's say you have any argument, or maybe you there's something that you want to air out, you feel like you're heard, and you also like it's being reciprocated. So basically just feeling happy in that relationship, feeling heard, feeling loved, feeling appreciated. That is basically relationship satisfaction to me.
Relationship satisfaction to me is simply matching energies, coming together, matching energies in the sense that you complete me in so many ways. Unajua where ninashindwa una pick up, you pick me up where nimefail na mimi nakubalance where unaona. That is now relationship satisfaction, to me.
I think I would define relationship satisfaction just as the name says, being satisfied in the relationship to a point where you feel like your needs are met in this relationship, whether emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual, if there's that aspect of a relationship, and being in a position to accommodate your partner as well in these aspects. So I think that's the textbook definition for relationship satisfaction for me. Yeah.
Okay, so in a world where most of the questions tunasikianga ni what are you looking for? Okay, sisi watu single. So ukiambia mabeshte zako, lakini wewe uko single, wako like, wewe unatafuta. So I feel like that's a question that we are usually asked most of the time. So I think hapa we all know what we are looking for in a relationship. Na kwa wenye mko in a relationship, I think you know what you bring to the table within the relationship. You know what you expect from the other person within the relationship. So my question right now is, what role do you play yourself within a relationship? And for us who are expecting to be in one, what do you feel like you can bring into a relationship to make the other person more satisfied, feel more included, unajua, make them happy? Enye, like, how do you personally create your satisfaction, ama you make sure that that relationship satisfaction and joy is there in the relationship, especially as women, jo, unajua?
I think the first thing is communication. Always make it straight what you want. Unaona? Let me make it personal kidogo. For the longest time, like being in a relationship for a long time, you get that maybe when you're starting, you don't really find a person and you're like, this is all I'm looking for. But the more you guys stay in that relationship is when you notice, oh my God, you become mature to notice that, oh my God, this guy has the right qualities to even be a husband, to be like being the right partner to you. So the first thing is communicate. If you want to be spoiled in a certain way, communicate. Sema, I like flowers. Sema, I like money. Sema, I like this. And the moment you tell because your partner can't read your mind, when you stay and you keep expecting at a girlfriend's day, whatever, you get gifts, no menyamaza, how will this person know? Yeah. So the first thing is communicate. No matter, like, at the smallest thing, maybe there's something it does you don't like, communicate, because it's going to make things better. In my relationship, that has really taken like the relationship to a good place, because I always communicate. I'm very vocal. I say what I want. The next thing is work on yourself. We're never perfect. Maybe there's some things that your partner sees in you that is, we have problems, you're not perfect. So work on that, so that when you guys come together, like Pierre work on himself, so that when you guys come together, you come together being better because you've worked on those things. And also, as I said, we are a product of our environment. Kuna mtu amelelewa place penye it was so noisy, so loud, so when you come and argue, maybe wewe umezoea you go up, ama umezoea you saw your parents fighting, so you want to bring the same thing to that relationship. It's very, very important. Pia hapo is when communication comes. It's very important to communicate and say, I've been raised in a certain way, I've been raised where my mom is the provider. Maybe that's why I can't ask for money, because I saw my mom being the strong person in that relationship. So I think it's just communication, because now I think yote unaweza weka into communication, because you say what you want, and also just making yourself, like working on yourselves, on your faults, and pia yeye afanye the same.
What was the question again?
The question is, how do you show up in your
And how
relationships?
I expect.
How, not even what you expect. What do you, I don't want to use that one, yeah, bring to the table bit, but like, how do you show up in a relationship to make sure that the other person feels loved, feels needed, so as to create relationship satisfaction?
Yeah. First things first, I think you can't get 100% out of someone, you know. Kila kitu yenye ukiandika hapa list yako mrefu hautapata yote kwa mtu mmoja, so you have to compromise a lot. You have to,
You
like,
guys are not getting my question.
see, this is what I bring to the table. This is what I bring. That's the question. Is it not the question?
Want to steer the conversation towards that aspect
To the table. I'm saying, how do you show up in a relationship?
I was getting there and you just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You
Sawa.
just.
Oh, umeanzia mbali basi. Pole. Hata wewe you've answered
Yeah,
the
I know,
wrong.
I know.
Yeah.
Realizing it. Hadi umeshan confused tena. Hebu rudia tena swali.
Well, how do you show up in a relationship? Seme, like, love language zako ni nini? How do you love on that other person? That's what I'm asking. Yeah. How do you love? Yeah. How do you love
First of
on
all,
that
just
person?
being a girl, you know, hiyo ni kwanza the way I show up, because unajua my man wants a girly. Ona mtu ako hapo. Nimerudi tena kwa pasema sana. I'm sorry guys. Nisamehe kwa leo. Sawa? But yeah, just being feminine, you know, bringing the feminine energy kwa relationship kwake. He has too much testosterone on his own. My friends, manini, just being the feminine ball kwa nini, I think it's just enough for me. Yeah.
Do you want to answer the question again before we go to Daisy?
So I think when you asked again, the love language, it popped up. So you have to, like, knowing, you can ask your partner what's your love language, and then pia kuna things that you do, maybe cooking. For my man, yeah, anapenda, he likes the way I cook a lot. Like, ni one thing atasema, nimemiss chapo yako, nimemiss something like that, you know. So also gifts is such a sneakerhead. So nile gifting, like any specific and pia perfumes and stuff. So when it comes to those things, I ensure that birthdays zake or maybe any anniversaries and stuff like that, I show up, and also he shows up. We just agree on it and we say munanunua hii. So you come, like, I'd say I taste inaitwanga nini, like the nini of taste, gifting him, and also just, I think that is probably it. Showing up here as well. And also just because, you know, sometimes you'd find that, I think maybe men get really stressed when it comes to work. So I think the way I also show up is by listening to him. Maybe aniambie leo work has been like this. I listen to him, and your day I try nisikue dramatic, because sometimes we get dramatic as ladies. So your day you try, because maybe ako 10%, you are at some percent. You try and, like, be there for that person, because at the end of the day we are best friends, you know. Yeah. I think nimeanza.
Yeah, umeanza sasa vizuri. Yes, Daisy.
I honestly don't think I have an opinion on that.
So you
I
don't
really
show up
don't.
in relationships?
I don't think I'm in that space where I can fully show up for somebody right now, just to be honest. I don't think I'm in that space
How
where
would she what?
I can accommodate.
What if you had somebody, how would you show up?
I would,
Say
I would
you
show
are
up,
in love. Sasa, how would you show up?
I think I'd show up as my true self. I wouldn't want to hide myself from this person. If this is somebody that I truly want to be with long term. And when I say I would show up as my authentic self, means I mean I would be vulnerable, because you have to walk in with vulnerability first. It's like mirroring this person, you know. So in order for them to be vulnerable, you have to be vulnerable, you know. And I feel like, I think hiyo itatupeleka down a rabbit hole, because not a lot of people are willing to show vulnerability because they're afraid of being judged or being taken advantage of. But I mean, what's the point of trying to chase a long-term thing with somebody, but you're not your true self? You're afraid of showing some aspects of yourself because of this and this and that. So I feel like, I don't know, I would just be vulnerable.
So how would that nurture love in the relationship?
Because when I'm vulnerable, this person is able to see my flaws, you know, my true self. This person is able to see my true self, to see my traumas and how they've affected me, to see how I deal with situations, you know. So I feel like just opening myself up to this person would probably not nurture him, but would probably lead this person to want to love me according to how I show up, you know. Because yeah, I think it's just that.
Yeah.
Okay, adding to that 100%. Reciprocating, just reciprocating, you know. I give you what you give me, and I think it nurtures love. Okay, Zoya kuniletea flowers, I should do something to also make you feel good when you feel like nafani ku cheer up, right? Because you also cheer me up. So generally it's just reciprocating. Nifanyie zile vitu zenye unanifanyia mzuri, and I will do that to you too, and in that our relationship itaendelea ku grow and to flower, right? Have I said something?
Yeah, you have. Na una reciprocate aje mtu mwenye maybe have put in
Exactly,
effort?
then that is not reciprocating. Yes,
No, like you have put in effort.
but that's not reciprocating. Sasa itakuwa sasa ni wewe you putting a lot of efforts towards something that's not. Hawezi invest in a business that haiwezi jipa, unanielewa? Yani huwezi invest in something that the kitu yenyewe haina nguvu, haina exactly, haina returns.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is true. That's the point that I wanted you to make, because some people just show up, you know. All they bring is themselves. Unajua, alafu like, so what are you supposed to? Kamba mtu, they're not doing anything. So, you know, you can't reciprocate where there's nothing. So for me, I think how I show up in relationships is, I think mimi love language yangu iko kwa hizo love language tano. I think me love language yangu ni responsibility. Like I need a partner who has things going on so that I can support them in their endeavors, unaona?
Yep.
So like seme kama sahi, kama tuko hapa, if I had a partner, I'd prefer them to also be here, you know, give pointers, like a point ulisema hivi. So because that's how mimi do it. If you're doing something, I'll be there with a pen and paper and tell you, you know, like key point haikuwa strong because of this and this and this and this and that, and just unajua, making sure that at the end of the day, as my man, you show up as the best version of yourself. Kwa sababu that is if you're pouring into me. Skia tu trauma. Hata while talking about it, bado tu I find myself withdrawing also, because kuna hizo instances zenye now with somebody like me who my love language is kind of like improving you. Love language yangu ni kama ile ngoma, let me upgrade you, introduce you to some new things and unaona. So for me, if you have nothing going on, then it's a turn off, or you're too closed off, like your things are just your things and hautaki ni interfere, that's also a turn off. So mine, how I show up is that I like to make people better versions of themselves, and I feel like with everybody, not just now men, boyfriends, with everybody that I have in my life, I like pouring more life into them and just making sure that people believe that they can be more than they think they are. Yeah, so that's my love language. Nilijua juzi by the way. Sikuwa najua. Nilikuwa nadhaningi sijui ni gift giving, sijui nini.
Acha nikushow, I think it is everyone's love language. Juu ukitoa money kwa equation, trust me, there's nothing. Money. Pesa. Ulisema responsibilities. You want your man to take care of you. Responsibilities equals finances. Unaona, bila hela jamani, hiyo mapenzi si utaishtukia sana. Your love language won't be there. And the same way, pia men, I mean, without money you won't be able to buy your man flowers, your man won't be able to buy you flowers. So money is a big aspect in this. Vile umesema love language, hata me think hiyo ni love language yangu. Bila hela jamani, without hela your boyfriend
it's not like
really?
money is never
Really? So you date a brokey.
Sema yangu ni imani.
Responsibilities, Charlene.
Like,
we don't want to get to that rabbit hole.
Like, they're showing up for you is I'll be as in Mimi, I feel like I'm responsible already.
In what sense?
Yeah.
In what sense?
In terms of every aspect.
Exactly.
Like kama hiyo tu pep talk haihitaji pesa. Mtu akiniambia I'm going for a meeting, I don't need to give you money, but I'll be there like, have you prepared what you're going to talk about? Do you have all your points in nini? Can you do, if it's a speech you're going to give, can we go over the speech? Can you tell me over and over and over again mpaka to find unaona hivyo? Like if you are an athlete, ita show up hapo kwa gym na wewe na unaweza kukupea motivation. For me,
and then what flowers the relationship? You think a relationship inaweza kuwa flowered, inaweza grow, inaweza endelea, unataka ku elevate your man without the aspect of finances.
You can't, me I feel like you cannot elevate somebody who has no motivation, sawa? So your motivation already, ama the hunger to win needs to come from within you, sawa? So watu huanza bila do. Me I feel like do si kila kitu, but your potential, mind you, lazima uko na 2020 vision ya kuona potential. So many people have potential and so many people kill off their own potentials themselves, unaona? So sasa hii love language ya kuwa supportive, ikipata somebody who has zero potential, it will kill that relationship, unaona? But ikipata mtu mwenye already akona self drive, all I'm becoming here is now a firewood to the fire. You see, you already need that fire for me to make it bigger fire, unaona? But I'm not coming here to start a fire. Yeah, I'm not becoming the lighter. Hiyo kama hujajiwashia we mwenyewe, I'm sorry. I might even make it worse. Naweza inyorea, like, haitaiwaka tena. No, it's true though. Okay, it's the truth, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We finances in hata cohabiting. Oh, I'm sorry guys. Hata cohabiting does well quicker na financially stable. You know, when it comes to, so there's a pros and cons of cohabiting.
Now, mwenye anakuwa provided for.
Yeah, so ndivyo, it goes a long way, you know, kwa kusustain kufanya vitu and kustabilize the relationship, because actually we came to realize a lot of relationships zina fail not because of a lot of things but because of what? Finances. Most of the time relationships in a fail. Yeah.
Depending sasa mwenye kama
no, of course, tumesema most of the time. Yeah, but it's statistics that ni ukweli.
Yeah. The highest number of divorces.
Yep. Financial causes and stuff. So it goes a long way. Otherwise, mimi napenda hiyo ni love language yangu kwanza kubwa sana. I mean, pesa, hela jamani. Hela. Hela. Yeah, and then sasa we tuanze ku figure out your character, the way you treat me, the way you compliment me and stuff, you know. Plus hata mimi I want to bring something to the table. I want pia mimi kuleta hiyo, ndio maana nang'ang'ana pia mimi nitafute nilete hiyo pesa, because I want to treat him as well. So ni kureciprocate, pia kileta hela pia mimi nilete hela, right? Yeah, that's it. Do you have anything?
Anything? So maybe the last question is, I'd like to pose it this way. Do you think cohabiting brings a certain level of relationship satisfaction? I think yes, it does. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Now,
elaborate.
20 marks.
20 marks.
Question.
Point number 1. So definitely it's going to bring some sort of satisfaction, because maybe intimacy, because kutakuwa na like room for a lot of
exploration.
Yeah. Kujibamba. The next thing maybe financial, because now you bring it, kama ulikuwa na 50-50, you bring it together, it's 100. You can now spend it the way you like, than being by yourself. The next point, growth. You're going to maybe buy stuff, you're going to furnish your place and whatever. The next one may be fun. because now you live together, it's easier to say leo twende eka, stuff like that. The next one, I think generally it would, but I would rather find that excitement after marriage.
Next.
Excitement iko sana kwa sana of course kwa mwanaume kwanza, men, like the sexual satisfaction iko kwa juu kwa sana, but again it gets tiring. Exactly, that's why I understand ukisema cho excitement ikuja after ndoa. Trust me, hata mimi natamani hivyo pia, but ujinga kidogo hivi, mtoto hivi, kabidi nifikirie otherwise. On the con side, sasa ni pros, acha tu niongelele con. Like I wish I would hivyo, nilimiss ile part ya maisha where ningeishi peke yangu, kwa bedsita kangu, ni furnish vile nataka, nikae peke yangu, nijipikie food, my own space. Hiyo ni kitu sijai kuwa nayo because mimi nilitoka kwa nyumba ya mzazi wangu so I really get that where this part na feel nilimiss a lot. Trust me, nasikianga waende waniache, mtoto wote waende waniache kwa nyumba, nilale nizunguke kwa kitanda. Jamani, nimefinywa sana. Nataka nilale peke yangu kwa kitanda, ni roll, sleep, silent nights. Hakuna nimesahau silence. So I really do get your part, and I think it's the cons of cohabiting very early, ningejibamba bamba kwanza kabla niingie kwa ndoa. But otherwise, it's fun, it's nice, conjugal rights kwa sana.
Nini ingine?
Emphasizing.
Something else you want to talk about?
But it gets tiring, pia, Anyway, that's it. I guess that's it for me.
I think cohabiting brings forth relationship satisfaction, and I think this would eventually circle back to the point where Charlene said it really benefits the man, because even though a relationship is for the satisfaction of both parties, I feel like the man would eventually reap more out of this agreement, because then this person, on top of having somebody to lean on top of having somebody to listen to them when they want to vent, or I don't know, just do those kinds of to be their emotional cushion. This person would, on top of that, benefit by having somebody to bear kids for him, to do house chores for him, to wash his clothes, to wipe his shoes, to cook for him. Free labor. This person gets free labor, and I feel like
it's free kama he's paying all the bills.
It's basically free labor. I think it's basically free
kama
labor.
Let's say for example mungekuwa mnaishi separate, angekuwa anaishi maybe kwa one bedroom, angekuwa analipa bills za one bedroom na one person, but now cause maybe you are cohabiting, mnaishi kwa two bedroom, now he's paying bills at two bedroom na two people.
Butch, I think my opinion still stands. It's still free labor. It's still free labor.
I feel it's free emotional labor, because you have to deal with it every single day,
and I feel like
break hiyo ya kusema I don't feel like dealing with you, let me go back to my house.
And then it really takes a lot from the woman. Hata tukiona growing up, our moms really it really does take a lot to take care of this man, to take care of the household, and provide, yes, but you're really doing a lot emotionally. So I think it really takes a lot. Hata wewe you can say it.
No, it does, and I think it brings the next conversation. I think tunafaa tukue sana next one could discuss now what it takes out of a woman kujiweka in that situation. But mimi naweza sema in this day and age, this is where now money comes in. For instance, you hire help, unajipata pia wewe kama mwanamke umerahisishiwa kazi kidogo. Nakumbuka kama ndo analipa help, trust me, yes, ndo ana hustle zaidi. Am I lying, guys? Help amelipwa, sifui, uoshi vyombo,
But to labor for child.
For sure. Now that one we can talk about it. Yeah.
Any final words, guys? Anyone with a parting shot anataka kuambia watazamaji pale nyumbani kuhusu cohabiting?
Msiogope kucohabit just because mumeambiwa wewe si marriage, unajua nini. If it's gonna get there, it will get there. Hata upite nyuma, unajua the destination is same. Njia ndo tofauti. Destination ni ile. Sawa guys, msiogope.
Amen.
Nilikuwa niseme young ladies out there, like, live your life, msikohabit, live your life, build your own empire, like, personally I'd say build your own stuff, so that when you get to your marriage you are respected by your man, because you can bring, you can say I bring this to the table. Now that's when you can say I bring this to the table. Don't think about cohabitation. There's hakuna kitu unakimbiza huko haijai kimbizwa before. You're going to get married at the end of the day, you're going to start a family at the end of the day, so work on yourself, have fun. Imagine say you're cohabiting, unaambiwa masaa ya kufika kwa nyumba imefika.
Imagine na ndio sherehe inaanza.
I'm just saying depends, so
Oh my god.
so yeah, don't be in a rush, have fun, live life.
I think my parting shot would be do not cohabit, because you're more likely to get the shorter end of the stick.
Okay.
So do not cohabit, and if you must, please be willing to compromise, because I mean, if you're not willing to compromise but you still get yourself in a situation where you are more likely to get a shorter end of the stick, you will suffer and your relationship will suffer. So just avoid it. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, and I think that is it from us here today. It was quite the fiery conversation. Clearly inaonyesha the importance of these types of conversations, the two sides of all these aspects zenye tume bring up to the table. And I think tumepata a very good representation of proposers na opposers. So it's been good. Usisahau kutuwekea hapo finya like, leave a comment kama uko na kitu unataka kuchangia. Maybe you've had kama Karin a wonderful cohabiting experience, or kama uko na hesabu zako tu unapiga hapo, unajua maybe una cohabit for a greater purpose other than marriage. Let us find out in the comments below, and it's been fun, and I've been your host Charlene, and katikati ya nini kama tulipata mgeni hapa sijui huyu mtoto wa nani huyu, mama yake hapa wapi? Yeah, so see you, bye bye.